Hi, it's Alice here, and I have brought you outside on my balcony today to show you the new July Paletteful Packs box, everything that's inside it, and then we're going to go ahead and make some art with all of the fun goodies that are inside. So this is what you're going to get in the mail for your July Paletteful Packs box. So let's go ahead and open it up. I'm so excited! This is what it looks like inside. So I have some information about all of the supplies in here on my phone. So let's take a look at everything that we have. So the first thing that I see is this. And looking at my little postcard, this is the Manuscript Cali Creative Duo Tip 10 set. And it says they are duo tip markers that feature a chisel tip on one end and a fine liner on the other. The markers are perfect for lettering and sketching, which is awesome. They come in a lot of fun colors. I can already see myself using these in my bullet journal, so that's really exciting for me. Next thing that I see in here is this. Looks like a pen. It looks like it's the Kuretake Bimoji Fude brush pen. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Japanese words. I took French and Italian, so. This pen replicates the look and feel of traditional Japanese painting brushes, but with a modern twist. It features a plastic body, black rubber grip, black ink, and a hanging loop on the end. Oh, that's cool. So that'll be fun to play with. The next thing that comes in the box is this. This is the Black Sumi ink by Yasutomo. And it says Sumi ink is traditionally prepared in solid sticks, ground and mixed with water to form an ink. But this is bottled ink and it eliminates the need for grinding. It says it's formulated for painting and calligraphy. It's made out of pure vegetable soot with no additives or preservatives. So I'm guessing this would be good if you're vegan or vegetarian. And it also says that it's light fast and water resistant when dry. So I am definitely excited to try this out. Oh my god, there's a cat. Okay, so the next thing that I see is this, and I actually don't see this on the postcard, but it's by Art Alternatives, and it's a watercolor cup. I'm guessing this is to use with the ink. One of the great things that I like about the Paletteful Packs box is they really try to give you everything you need to actually use the supplies that are in your box, so you don't just get a bunch of random supplies that don't relate to each other. So clearly this is for use with the loose ink, so that's really thoughtful that they thought of that detail, that you might want something to put the ink in when you're using it. Ooh, so we have another brush. This looks like a bamboo brush. And yes, it is a Kali Sumi brush. It says they're made with coarse, stiff hair, which gives a crisp touch. And it says this brush has been made to suit the demands of various styles of brush calligraphy. And Sumi-e, an ancient style of painting, were known for its simplicity, grace, and beauty. So that's very cool. Alright, so the last thing that is in here takes up the entire bottom half of the box. See if I can get it out. Alright, so it looks like we have mineral paper, and it's made from rocks, not trees. So that's very interesting. Let's read about this guy. So this is the Yasutomo Mineral Paper Multimedia Pad. It says that it is traditional to wood pulp based paper, but it's made with a calcium carbonate from rocks rather than tree pulp, so it's an environmentally friendly alternative. This is water-resistant paper with a smooth finish, but enough tooth and absorption for use with a variety of medium, including paint, pencil, pastel, marker, all that good stuff. I'm very interested to try a water-resistant paper with like inks and stuff. I've never used that before. I'm guessing it'll take longer to dry because it won't absorb the water. It'll have to evaporate. But I'm excited to try out all of these supplies, so let's just go ahead and make some art.
So the first thing that I do whenever I get any new art supplies is I always make sure to test them. I will draw some lines, I will see how waterproof they are, how quickly it takes them to dry, how they interact with each other, with paper, and just different techniques that I can use with them. So that was the first thing I did, was I took a blank sheet of the paper and I tried all the supplies on them just so that I knew what I was working with and I could kind of come up with some ideas. After that, I decided to get to work on my piece, and for this particular box, because there was a lot of emphasis on calligraphy and the brushes and the ink and all of that good stuff, I decided to go with a piece that had some lettering in it. So I started that out by making sure to map everything out in pencil first and foremost, because you don't want to write yourself into a corner, which I would have done if I hadn't tested this out as I went. So very useful. And I decided to illustrate the quote, "Live your best life," inspired by the wonderful Jenna Marbles, because this is a quote that I like to live my life by. Just live your best life. So yeah, the first thing I did, like I said, was map that all out in pencil, and I decided to also add some flower illustrations to it to help balance it out. So just start with the quote that you want, map it out, and add any extra illustrations, and then we're going to go ahead and start adding in some ink. So the way that I decided to work with the ink was in a couple of different ways, and the first way was really, really fun. And what I did for that was I made the paper wet or damp with a spray bottle, and then I started just dropping the ink on, spraying it some more, lifting it up, and then I actually used a hairdryer not only to dry it but also to push the ink around, and you can see you can create all kinds of cool textures. This paper works very well with this technique. You could really get really interesting texture, and you could kind of like lift ink up while it was still wet because it stays wet for so long. You could do really cool things with it, and I'm really excited to try watercolor on this paper as well. Then I used some more of the ink and the brush to start lettering the words live and life. Brush lettering is not my strongest suit, but I still had fun with it anyway, and I just cleaned anything that I messed up. I cleaned that up with a pen, with the pen that they sent me later. So this was fun to play around with. You could definitely get really, really thin strokes with it and very, very thick strokes with it. So definitely very versatile and interesting to use. So like I said, after I used the brush and the ink, I went in with the brush pen, which was one of my favorite supplies that was in this box this month. Personally, I found it really easy to use. You could get thin lines and thicker lines with it relatively easily. All the lines were nice and clean, and it was just nice dark black ink. And I was really a big fan of this pen. When I tested it out, I didn't really give it too much time to dry, and it wasn't waterproof. But later on, when I added some water over it later, it looks like it might be waterproof. So test this out, see if it works for you, if it smudges or bleeds or doesn't. But I use that to add in the lettering for the word your and also for the word best, which I kept more simple lettering to contrast with the script of live and life. Yeah. After this, the next thing I did was I went in with the colored pens to add a splash of color and to color in the flowers. And these were so much fun to work with. They stayed wet on the paper, the markers did, so I was able to add back in other colors over the top and really push and pull the color. I was also able to add water, clean water using a water brush to really blend them together and create an almost watercolor effect. And it was so fun to work on this paper. Again, like, it stays wet for so long that you can really be creative and you can really push and pull and like mix on the paper, and it was really, really nice. I'm so gonna play around with this paper more in the future. Like, it was probably one of my favorite supplies in the box, so I definitely foresee myself using this paper again. It's just so interesting. And so yeah, I filled in all of those flowers, and then I used the black pen again to just add some more detail to the flowers, to fill in the leaves and the stems. And that's pretty much how I created the piece that I made with this month's supplies in your Paletteful Packs box. I can't wait to see everything that you guys create with your supplies. This was a really, really fun box, and it's always great to try things that are just completely out of the norm for you. Like, this paper was so unique, and it really opened up a lot of new opportunities in terms of technique and experimentation. So I really enjoyed working with all the supplies in this box, and I hope that you guys do too, and I hope hope that you liked this demo and the lettering that I created, and don't forget to live your best life.
I hope you guys liked seeing everything that was in the July Paletteful Packs box. I hope you liked seeing the demo of all of the supplies. If you are interested in signing up for Paletteful Packs, make sure to check out their website. It is linked down below. And that is it. I will see you guys next month for another unboxing. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day. Bye!